Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while since I've made a video. Yeah, there's been stuff going on. Anyway, as you can see today, I'm sitting here with Minecraft ready to go. And yeah, we have been building our inner world in Minecraft, and we're somewhat, I guess, completed. So we thought we would show you and give a little tour. For those that are wondering, I am playing on the Nintendo Switch. I'm doing tabletop mode, and I've got my Joy-Cons here. I pulled them off the sides, and I'm on tabletop mode. So let's go into it, and we shall have a look at this inner world that we've made. We do have inner world videos, a lot of inner world videos, so check out our other videos. I think we might even have a playlist. And yeah, let's get into this video. So this here is, we're going to start off in the headspace. So this is like, you know, where the person that's fronting would be, I guess, and this is like the view into the external world, what's happening in, you know, the present real life moment type thing. And so the headspace is basically a room within the castle, and that's where we're going to be starting off today. So this is the headspace room. I spend most of my time in here. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, a lot of the time Peter's in here with me. And yeah, we just like, you know, hang out here in this room. And if you leave the room, you enter into the castle. Now, the castle is where all the trauma holders seem to be. It's a very dark place. It's a lot darker than this, but I've put more lanterns on the wall just because it makes it easier to get around in the castle. But as you can see, the hallways are very long and very dark, and it's like big spaces between rooms, as you can see. So we're going to go back this way. This is the headspace here, and beside the headspace is this room. Now this room did start off as just an empty room. There was nothing in it. It was just very dark, no windows. I don't even think there was a door. And this was the prison cell room, which kicked off the inner world in therapy. My therapist questioned if I can't even remember how she worded it. She said, what do you see internally when you look inside? And I said, a prison cell. It's dark. There's no windows. You know, there's nothing in this room. And eventually boxes showed up in the room, and we were working with boxes that were ejecting like memory discs and all that sort of stuff. And then after a while, the prison cell grew a door. The door opened. There was one child in this room. That child eventually asked to die. Now, parts, alters, whatever you want to call them, they do not die. What happens is it's more of a transformation where they integrate. So that's what happened was she integrated, and then it was just an empty room. And one day I happened to be in a lot of distress, and I came out of this room and I just opened the doors to see what was going on internally. And there was like 40-ish fragments, parts here, just standing here, all, you know, basically having a riot, making a lot of noise. They all wanted to die as well. So we put them in this room and we set off some bombs, and they all passed away / they integrated basically. And then this was an empty room for a very long time. And over the years, we have transformed it into what it is now, which is basically our meeting room. So if we have an inner world meeting, this is where it's held. In this room, you can see there's a big table, there's lots of chairs. We've, you know, brightened the place up, put pictures and stuff on the walls. There's books. And yeah, this is our meeting room. So this is where the meetings are held in our inner world. If you come out here, I'm going to shut all these doors because my kids like to come in here and play and explore. If you come down here, on the left here is my room, or all the D's. There's a lot of D's. I don't know why they all have the same name, D, but 2 or 3 of us have this room, but I'm most of the time in there. I rarely come in here, but yeah, this is the D's room of the castle, and we've kind of just decorated it to, yeah, make it our space in the inner world. And this is like a little, what am I standing on? This is like a little closet thing. What am I on? Sorry, this is really weird. Anyway, you go through, and then there's just another, like, you know, little chill out area, sitting room for the D's with a view. So the castle is basically on top of a cliff, and all, like, beyond that fence there is all water, like beach area. So I haven't quite finished making that yet. That's next on my list. But yes, this is the D's room. This is where we all reside in the castle. Actually, I'm just going to leave the doors. It doesn't matter. There is another room here, but as you can see, it's empty because I've never been in there and I don't know what's in there, but there is a room there. Now keep in mind, this is very dark. There's no like windows or anything. The hallways are long and dark, and this is where the trauma holders live. So this here is another room which I haven't been in, but we just decorated it for the sake of being able to see stuff through the windows from the outside. So in real, like, actuality, if that's even a word, this room is empty, but we have turned it into a library in the game. So this is just the library, and yeah, that's that. You get down the end of the hallway and it splits off to the left and to the right, and in front is 2 guards and this big room here. So these guards protect and keep me away from this room. This room doesn't have a door, so you can't enter it, but it does have like a big window, glass front to it, so you can see in. And when things are, I don't know, really messed up inside, the guards will put down like a black roller shutter to black this room out so that I can't see in it. But as you can see, it's an empty room. There's just like a bed in it, and that's all. So it's basically a greyish white room with like a hospital bed, and there's a 4-year-old on the bed that is mute and catatonic and just basically lies there and just exists. I can't get near this room to work out what it's all about, what's going on and stuff. And I think, I sense there might, like, it's very like a hospital type room. So on the back of these walls here where this cursor's pointing at, I'm pretty sure there's like surgical shelves with equipment, surgical equipment and stuff on it. I'm not sure. Anyway, that's that room. It's very triggering. I don't like it, so I'm going to get away from there and we're going to turn left. There is a room here, but again, it's empty because I don't know what's in it. And if you go all the way down to the end here, there is a 4-year-old boy that lives in this room. And I've just put the blue bed there to signify, like, you know, symbolize to me, just so I knew what this room was when we were building it, that's where the 4-year-old boy is. I don't know much more about that. What am I doing? So yeah, that's down that end. And if you were to turn right at the end of this long hallway, down here is where all the littles live. And Sage, the internal self-helper, protector, gatekeeper, memory holder, she resides in here with the children, and she basically is the internal, well, she's internal self-helper, so she looks after the kids. She's like their mother figure. There's just like a seating area. There's shelves with toys and stuff on it for the kids, and I know there's a baby. There's like a 2-year-ish old and maybe a 3-year-old. I haven't been able to access the inner world for a while to, what do you call it? Check on things and see what's going on. But last time I looked, that's what this was all about. There's, you know, Sage is like an elf, has an accent, looks after the kids in this room. So that's basically the castle with the trauma holders. There's only one level, and this is the top level. I'm not sure if there are levels beneath it. Right beneath this level, I'm not sure. Anyway, where am I? Now, this is the portal room. So the headspace is that door right down the end there. This is the portal room. Those doors are nothing. That's just, you know, to decorate the game. We just turned it into like a chill out sitting area that you can see through these windows. So this doesn't actually exist in the inner world. This is nothing. It's just here for decoration. But this is the portal room. So it's basically a room, and all that's in it is a hole that lights up rainbow colors, and you jump in the hole and you go down this very long twisty like slide. If you know the Magic Faraway Tree by Enid Blyton, it's kind of based on that, I guess. We loved that book as a child, and we really liked the slippery dip thing that went down the tree trunk, and somehow it got incorporated into the inner world. And yeah, so you would jump into this rainbow light up portal slide thing, and you'd slide down it, and you would end up, I'll show you where you would end up. Just ignore this because this is, I can't work out how to make portals in this game. So we're just going to fly to where the portal brings you out. And this is the castle from the outside. It is actually on top of a hill, and there's like cherry blossom trees in front of it, but I'm silly and forgot to build the hill before I built the castle, so we'll just ignore that. So the portal, you slide down it and you come out of this massive tree trunk. So, you know, we've got some trees and they've all got like a big hole in it, and you would slide out here into what is called the safe park. And the safe park is basically, it's like an oval, like, you know, think of a sporting oval, a school oval, and it is surrounded by forest. So it's a big circle that is surrounded by forests all around it, as you can see. So this is forest, and it goes all the way around, and the forest is quite dark. Yeah, there's the end of it. So it goes all around. on all sides except for where the castle is. And this is a safe park, so this is where we parts go, you know, when they need to feel safe and happy and stuff. I've come here a few times, but yeah, I think only 2 parts reside here, which is Flick, and Peter did reside here on and off. She spends a lot of time here. So this is the back of this tree. So we have in this safe park, we have the portal slide tree, and then we have 3 others, I think, and they all have like these big holes in the trunk, and you go into them and they're like big rooms. And this one is like a it's just filled with like squishy toys and soft cuddly toys and stuff, which is what all these like bright box things are. And yeah, so the parts can come in here and, you know, calm themselves with their squishy toys and stuff. If you go, where am I? Over here, this one is a big tree that has, it's like a lolly shop. It has candy and stuff in it, which again is, you know, to calm the parts, and you come here for safety and nice things. And I'm stuck under this tree. That's the portal tree. We'll go in here first. So there is a smaller castle in the safe park, and it's actually a library, and one of the Dees, that's kind of gone dormant now, she lived in this castle and spent a lot of time in this castle, and I'm going to have to come back and fix that. But it's a library, so there's basically books from floor to ceiling, rows and rows of books, and I did believe there was information like personal history information and memories and stuff hidden in this library, but I spent a lot of time in this library looking for it around the time Dee went dormant, and now those have been moved by Sage, the gatekeeper memory holder, and I don't know where they've gone, but this is the castle library, and this is where, well, when we're trying to separate the D's, this was academic D, who's now dormant. This was where she lived. And she, yeah, surrounded herself with books and spent a lot of time in that castle. That's the portal slide. So we've got one more. So this field is filled with flowers. It's like a flower meadow. There's bubbles floating around everywhere. There's like cherry blossom leaves. There's lanterns hanging from the trees, like fairy lights, paper lanterns that light up, dream catchers. It's a very pretty, happy place. And the last tree, big tree that we have in the safe park is the viewing room. It's like a movie theatre. So the parts can come here if they want to sit down and watch what's going on in the outside world from a safe place, or, you know, watch one of the meetings in the castle. This is where it happens on this big screen. It's like a movie theatre tree. I'll show you where Flick lives. Flick is like a 9-10-year-old part that holds all the sadness and depression, very kind of suicidal. You can see I started doing the flowers here, but I didn't quite like it. So the flowers just surround the border of the forest so that we don't get lost. But Flick did live just here on the grass, and she had like nothing. She just sat here all the time. And I've kind of convinced everyone to, just to make the inner world a bit happier and brighter and safer, I've convinced everyone to build their own houses. And they all have tree houses. So Flick lives in this tree house here. And I mean, they're all just small tree houses with just a little sitting area. I put that there for like cooking. And then, yeah, you know, upstairs they all have like little bedrooms. This one has 2 bedrooms. And yeah, so this is Flick's little personal space where she resides. Are you kidding me now? I can't get down. This is frustrating. Where am I? I struggle to get down. There we go. Where's the door in this place? See, I built this and I can't even work out how to get in and out because, you know, I don't know. So the forest it basically just looks like this all the way through it on all 3 sides of the castle. You're just walking through and it's all just trees and trees, and you can get lost and it goes on for ages. But when you reach the end of the forest, you come out to the dark lands, or the land of shadow, which is basically, if I'm going in the right direction, which I think I am, you basically come out into the land of shadow, land of darkness, darklands, whatever I called it. And this is what you're faced with. Wait, you're not faced with a tree. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to fly up because I'm lost. Oh yeah. Okay, so this is, I am going in the right direction. Get me down. So you come out after you've walked through the forest. Now this isn't to scale, so this forest goes on for days. You're walking through it and all the trees are close together and stuff, and there's nothing in it, just trees. And then you come out to just blackness, the land of shadow, land of darkness. It's just pitch black on all sides, all around, and you don't know, you know, where you're going, what you're looking at, and because it's still loading, it's like, but you're basically just like, it just looks like this. So I'm going to get lost if I keep doing that. So it goes all the way around the forest. So I'm just going to go back to the safe park and I'm going to show you where Damon, or Dearman, is what his name is. But I call him Damon because we're trying to get him into a more protective, positive type place. He's basically a persecutor, shapeshifter from like a young man to a demon in the inner world. And he has with him 2 black panther cats, large black cats with yellow eyes, and they're like his pets. But if you were to go, so the castle's that way, north. If you were to go to the forest at the south of the castle, the forest at the south, which is here, you would walk through it, and this is like the darkest part of the forest. It's really dark and there's mist and fog like everywhere, and it's just like trees and trees and trees, and if I go in there I'm not going to be able to get out. But you can see like how close the trees are together, how dark it is, and just picture fog. And you'd walk through that for like days on end for a very long time, and you come out at, again, the land of shadow, the darklands, which, yeah, so you would come out into, again, everything's pitch black. The game's taking its time to load, so it's not really doing it justice. If I could get rid of the blue sky, I would, and it would just be like non-stop, like just like this, blackness. But you travel through that for quite some time, I believe, and you come to, it's like a mountain with like a cliff side cave thing, and the cave it's half cave, half castle, And this is where Damon resides with his black cats. And as you can see, it's very dark and scary. And there's actually layers to it. So this is his cave / castle. And you go in, and honestly, I don't know much about him. I just know that he lives in like a dark place, and I don't know if there's anything in his castle or what. I just know he has these 2 black cats, and he and I don't get along, but anyway, there is layers to his thing, and the deeper layers of his castle cave is all just like fire. It's like it's literally hell in the inner world. So you know, you're in hell, and I have a feeling there are parts that live in these deeper layers of the inner world, that live in this fire, lava-like environment. So yeah, this is hell in the Darklands, and I believe there is, as I said, more darker, deeper trauma holder parts down in there. So that's the Darklands and Damon. Now I'll show you where Peter spends most of her time beside me in the headspace. She keeps me company. She's been with me most of my life. I've always, you know, had a relationship with her and been aware of her. It's all these others that, you know, eventually came to make themselves known. But if we go back to the castle, why does it take so long? I wish there was a faster way to travel. I'm new to Minecraft, so I don't know. Anyway, you get a good look at the castle, which took a very long time to build, by the way, and it's in the inner world. It's actually a lot taller. There's a lot more levels, and I don't know what's on the lower levels, as I said. But at the side of the castle, so the castle's like on the edge of a cliff that, you know, overlooks like the beach, which, by the way, is not complete. So just picture this water going all the way out and around the back of the castle there. But if you were to keep going down here, Peter has a second residence. Sometimes Peter goes quiet for a couple of days, and that's because she's not in the headspace with me. She's not in the castle with me. And if I can't find her in the safe park, she has her own little tree house. So this is the beach area. Peter hangs out here. I won't tell you much about her and what she gets up to, because that's not my, you know, that's not for me to decide. But she lives up here, right down here, kind of, the castle's over there. She's here. This is her little treehouse thing. I am so lost. Where's the treehouse? Wait, is that her treehouse? This has to be hers. Sorry, let me get my bearings, because this confuses me, this forest. Yes, this is her treehouse. So when she wants to get away from me and be by herself, she comes here to her little treehouse, and she just has like this sitting area underneath her treehouse. And if you go up into her treehouse, you know, there's this little balcony, and she can sit here and chill out and overlook the forest. Peter she's like sexual protector part. She handles all that sexual stuff, but she's also a protector, and I guess you could say co-host part. apparently normal. I mean, she holds trauma, but it doesn't affect her because she doesn't see a lot of the sexual trauma as actual trauma. So she has a balcony up here. She can overlook things, and her bedroom's in here. She likes black and red. So, yeah. And I mean, it's only small, her living area, because she doesn't spend a lot of time here. She just comes here to basically just to, oh gosh, I can't get out there, just to get away from me. And if she's having flashbacks and starting to remember things, she'll come here to do it where she won't bother me with it, because everyone's so big on trying to protect me and keep me safe from remembering things, which is really annoying. So down from where Peter is, we have a little elf village, and this is for Sage. Sage is an elf. She's also protector, gatekeeper, internal self-helper, as I said before. So that's the castle in the safe park, the library castle. And if you go enter the forest roundabout there on that side, and the forest goes on for way longer than this, but you know, I just made it very quickly for the game. And I was getting sick of doing trees. Like you can see, I've done way too many trees. My daughter was complaining because I had her helping me. But this is where, so Sage and Peter are twins, but Peter's a ghost, Sage is an elf. I don't understand it, but anyway. And I believe there are more elves. There's like a little elf village, but I don't think they're actual parts. I think they're just like, if you think about video games and non-playable characters, so just like in The Sims, like you've got the postman, I think it is, that delivers your mail or whatever. You can't actually play that character, but they are there just to, you know, help the game, the process and the progress and just the experience of it. Well, Sage never comes, she very rarely comes out into the external world. So she spends a lot of time inside, and she needs, I don't know, I guess you could say entertainment internally. I don't know, like it's wrong to compare it to a video game, because it's not a game, it's like, it's an internal reality. But Sage has an elf clan here, and I believe she moved the memories from the castle library to here somewhere, and I think there's a lot of like spells and stuff, and like healing things, and there's just a whole bunch of tree houses with I'll see if I can, without going in, I'll just show you. There's like, you know, bedrooms up the top, and some of them have a couple of layers. There's like, you know, bedrooms up the top and living area down the bottom, and it's all just like this one here, you can see has 2 beds and whatever, and just a seating area down here, and then underneath they all have their like outdoor entertainment living areas, whatever. So that's the elves. I don't know much about it. I just, you know, Peter was just saying like, I'll build it, and shit, that's what she built, and that's all I know. Anyway, so south east of the elf village, you come back into dark rainforest, and then you enter the dark land of shadow again, where it's all black. But I have been told there is a maze down this corner of the inner world, and it's basically in the Darklands, and that's why it's all black. And I don't know much about this maze. This took my daughter and I like 6 hours to build. We get lost in it. It is a proper maze, like you can enter it and exit it, and you can get very lost in it. But in the internal world, Damon held Sage captive here for a couple of months, I don't really know what happened or what went down, but I just know this is here from that. I believe it's a torturous place. If you've seen the movie Labyrinth with David Bowie, it's a lot like that. There's a lot of traps in it. It's not a very nice, safe place to be. But it is a doable maze, and yeah, as I said, in the inner world, there is traps and stuff in this. Yeah, and like, I feel like I'm lost already. Am I? But this is the maze anyway. And Damon, I believe he he has a lot to do with this maze. Yeah, see, I got that far and then I got lost. But you can make it out. Yeah, I don't know, this is somehow linked to Damon. Like, I'm back in therapy trying to, you know, sort through this and stuff. But this is the inner world. It's basically just surrounded by forests, the castle. Last time I checked or counted, there were 15 parts, 16 parts. Most of them are mute catatonic trauma holder children that reside in the castle. There's a couple of us, like older children to like teenagers. And then there's me who identifies with the body's age, and kind of just, I don't know, I just exist with all this crap. Anyway, this is our internal world. If you have questions or whatever, feel free to ask. I do have another video discussing the internal world, but it's probably outdated. It was made like 3 years ago. And it wasn't like, it didn't have the visuals like this. It was just me talking with like a map drawn out of where things were located on a bit of paper. So this here, I hope, makes it a bit more realistic and shows you guys, you know, a bit more of how things are placed and whatnot. As I said, if you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll try to answer you and get back to you. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I don't know how many hours I spent in Minecraft doing all of this, but it was a very long time. And yeah, you know, I might do a second part to this video if things change or get added, or if I finish off that beach area at the back, or the flowers or whatever in here. I just wish we could put bubbles and lanterns and stuff in the trees. I tried, but I don't really understand Minecraft. My daughter said I can make the portal thing, slide thing work, but I wouldn't have a clue as to how to do that. But yeah, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm not sure when that will be, but yeah, your support is appreciated. Bye.